Hello, everybody. My name is James D. Lee, and yes, I am the creator of the Steins universe, which is live on Indiegogo and FundMyComics.com. Today, I'm not talking about that. If you ever noticed on Twitter, Facebook, and all that stuff, DC Comics announced that they're canceling two more books. These are, of course, Robin, Tim Drake, Robin, and Batgirls. The problem that's going on with DC Comics right now is they are out of touch with their readers. They're out of touch with everything. They are not profitable. They're running their company into the ground. And it seems like nobody over there gives a crap. And that's including David Zaslav and James Gunn. And yes, I will be tagging both of them on Twitter to see this video because I'm not a very happy camper right now. Also, yes, I am a full-blown stockholder, shareholder of Warner Brothers stock. I am one of the people that actually put money into the company and own part of the company. That being said, I am not like Mr. Peltz, who is going after Disney right now with their garbage over there, which is a complete cluster disaster. People need to know what's going on. Real simple. The companies are in heavy debt. Warner Brothers, Disney both are. The difference is Warner Brothers is trying to do something about their debt. David Zaslav has been a fantastic man coming in to fix this mess that AT&T created. So far, he has cut our debt big time. I'm very happy with what he's doing so far. The only thing I'm not happy about is what's going on with DC Comics. DC Comics is not profitable. Okay, it's running itself into the ground. It needs to stop, and it needs to stop now. Okay, my background is real simple. 13 quarters of straight growth of 138% in profits for a company. That's my background. I know business very well, and what I'm seeing is complete gutter crap. DC Comics books are failing quicker than anything. They're using the same story over and over again with different characters. You can see it in Aquaman that got canceled. You can see it in Son of Kal-El that got canceled. And now we have Tim Drake, Robin getting canceled. It has the same storyline, same pitch. Nobody is buying this crap. Okay, I'm not being anti anything. I'm being sales. Okay, this stuff needs to stop. It needs to stop now. Okay, if you want to run the company in the ground, I suggest leave. We need people in there that want to make DC stronger again, more profitable again, and bring better comics. The art sucks. The stories are garbage, and they need to be fixed now. When you have independent comic books that are raising over $3 million for one book, it should tell you something. You need to pay attention, and you're not doing it. Okay? This is a stockholder really upset over this crap. Now, if you haven't noticed, the movies aren't doing billions of dollars anymore because people are getting tired of this superhero crap that is being trashed and garbage. James Gunn, you have a chance to make the greatest superhero movie of all time. I suggest you don't screw it up. Okay? Now, I mean, you see what's going on. You can see the numbers. The numbers don't lie. When you have comic books that are based on, like Black Adam's comic book, wasn't even in the top 150 when the movie came out. That means 150 titles sold better than Black Adam did. And at that rate, at 150, that means the book didn't even sell 15,000 copies. Not even 15,000 copies. Wonder Woman is in the same boat. Aquaman getting canceled? Really? And now we have this mess with Tim Drake's Robin getting canceled because nobody bought the books. If you want to compare books, look at Mark Silvestri's Batman book that is going bonkers. Why? Because it's a good story with amazing artwork. That's what sells, not political garbage. Now then, let us talk about another thing. I saw an article saying, oh, comics are great this year. Yes, they are because of manga. Here's a little story about some mangas. Ruri Dragon, a story about a little girl that's half dragon in high school who's having to learn powers. Sold 420,000 copies, its #1 issue. 420,000 copies. Only in Japan. It wasn't even released here in the States. Comic books will sell if you have great art and great stories. And right now, DC Comics doesn't have either one. DC Comics right now is on the precipice. There is going to be layoffs. We already know that's going to happen. DC Comics is doing layoffs. It's not profitable. The reason you do layoffs and why you didn't get kicked out of a building is because you didn't have any money coming in. The only reason DC right now is profitable is because Warner Brothers is bankrolling it. That's it. DC Comics could not stand on its own with what they've got. It needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed now. This is gutter garbage, and it needs to be over. And yes, Jim Lee, I'm saying you, who I greatly respect as an artist and mentor in artwork and everything, without you, my artwork would be sucking garbage. But as a business manager, a business owner, whatever you want to call yourself, you have ran this company into the ground. DC Comics will not survive in 10 years the way this is going. If Warner Brothers decides to cut DC Comics loose, it will crumble just like IDW did. If you don't know, IDW stock right now is at 65 cents a share. It is tankering quicker than anything because they mismanaged, misidolized, and miscontrolled their books. DC Comics is getting close to that. You are at a turning point right now that we can turn DC Comics around and make it one of the greatest comic book companies that's ever been seen. Don't believe me? Let's take Superman and One Punch Man. Basically the same character. What's the difference? One Punch Man is selling 10 times more issues than Superman is right now. 10 times more issues. You play political games. You play garbage. People do not want to read that. People want escapism. They want to get away from everything. But instead, we're playing politics with everything we write. Why? Oh, we're going to change the world. We're going to change the minds. No, what you do is you get readers go, you know what? That can sit on the shelf. I'll go buy this other thing. You go in, if you look behind me right now, you're going to see my whole bookcase, except for one spot right there, is full of manga. Okay? This right here is all I have that's not manga on that wall. That should tell you something. Even I am a stockholder and I don't buy DC crap. I went into the store yesterday. I bought 3 long boxes for back issues that I'm sorting. I've been collecting for 30 years. I didn't buy one book on the shelf. Not one. Why? Because the artwork looks bad, the stories are bad, and the pricing's bad. Those 3 models are bad for business. Everything needs to be looked at, reformatted, refigured out, and redone, and do it now. If you don't, you're going to keep losing sales. You're going to keep laying people off, and you're going to keep losing readers. You cannot afford to do this. Now, again, like I said, yes, I do own stock. No, I'm not as powerful, and I do not own money like Mr. Peltz. Mr. Peltz owns $1 billion of Disney stock. I don't own that much. Okay? I did buy it at a very low share when AT&T dumped it because a lot of stockholders got really pissed and ran off. That's how I got my stock. That's how come I own it. But I have been sitting here looking at the numbers, looking at what's been going on, and frankly, everything else that he's doing, everything that he is doing is great for the company. But DC Comics is what's failing. DC Comics is right now in trouble. And I agree, Vero. I do agree. The problem you have is you have all this, oh, I got to get this Eisner Award, or I got to get this award, or I got to get this. I don't care about sales. I don't care about people. No. The focus should be on we need as many people buying comic books as possible. To hell with critics. To hell with awards. Write the good stories that people will buy. I'm sorry to say this, but your main audience is straight men. That's your main audience. That's 85% of all comic book readers. And you need to focus on stories that sell. Because right now, it's not happening. It is not happening at all. That's why the independent market is going through the roof. Eric July raised $3.5 million for a comic book. Ethan Van Sciver did over $2 million. Okay, Billy Tucci, every campaign he puts out does over $250,000 for She, a female-led character. These are actual numbers. There's not one comic book at DC Comics that can compete with that kind of profit. Okay? I'm talking profit. I'm not talking numbers. I'm talking profit. This mess is gutter trash. This mess is garbage. Even I, a horror author, somebody who does graphic novels, will not submit anything to DC Comics right now. Nothing. Because of how toxic that company is. This has to stop. If it doesn't stop, I'm saying this, within 10 years, DC Comics will be such a shell that only the IPs will matter. That's it. Nothing else. It's not going to happen. I mean, you can sit here and say, oh, no, it's going to happen. Really? Look at MGM. Shall we go back and look at MGM and what happened with that company? One of the greatest companies of all. Now, what are they owned? By Amazon. Shell of a company. Again, Vero, yes, you're absolutely right. You have to market to people that are going to buy the books, not to people that are chasing it on Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook, or TikTok. They don't buy the books. They'll sit there and say, oh, look how stunning and brave this book is. They don't support it. They won't support it. They don't. You have a systematic like this. And I'm going to say this about the movies coming out, okay? And this is to James Gunn. I looked at everything you promoted, okay? Shazam, that's not on you. The Flash is not on you. Everything this year is not on you because that was done by Hamina, okay? Richard Hamina is a moronic idiot, okay? And I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad they fired him, okay? But here's the thing. I didn't see one thing on that list of movies that'll make over $500 million. Not one. Maybe Superman, but the rest of them, Batman, Brave and the Bold, the way he was talking about the story, and especially not Supergirl. Supergirl won't make, I'm going to say Supergirl won't make over $350 million. I mean, seriously, this is not a good thing. David Zaslav, I know you're putting a lot of faith in James Gunn. I'm putting a lot of faith in James Gunn. But I can guarantee you this, maybe Superman may get close to $1 billion, but the rest of them, none of them's going to make it. Not one. Not one. You shouldn't have done it. You should have done a Power Girl story like it was done in the comic books, that which is kind of edgy, which worked a lot better than Supergirl. You should have at least done freaking Gen 13 or Wildcats instead of the Authority. Holy crap. But I mean, Jesus Christ. And yes, I don't care about my language, but you know, I'm hot. I mean, I'm mad. I mean, stock should have been rising. It's staying like, it's not rising. It's not staying like this. I've been watching for months. Yes, I've doubled my money, but it should be a lot higher than this. And all this bullshit that's going on with DC Comics is causing this mess. And I'm going to say this other thing with SVG. You better be careful because the banks are going to start calling in their loans. And when the banks start calling in their loans, DC is going to be in deep trouble. Okay? Saxe Coburn has already called in Disney once, I know of. When do they start calling David Zaslav over this? When the banks start calling about their loans, you're in deep trouble. And you want more money from investors? What the fuck for? The returns aren't there. Now, again, like I said about David Zaslav, I do like him. I give him my full support of what he's done so far, especially with CNN and with other things like the CW and stuff, getting rid of all that crap, cleaning house. especially with HBO Max and stuff. Yeah, I support that. Why would you have 3 different companies doing the same job? That's stupidity and ridiculous. Same thing with Warner Animation and Cartoon Network Animation. You have one that's profitable, one that's not. Put them together and make it one. Cut back. Save money. Yes. DC Comics, right now, sales are down in the toilet. Find out which books aren't selling and get rid of that staff. It's that easy. Quit giving bad writers books over and over and over again. Do not reward somebody who writes garbage books that don't sell. Reward people who do write books and who draw books. You got a book that does 50,000 copies, reward the artist, reward the things for bonuses. They sell over 100,000 copies, give them a bigger bonus. They sell under 25,000, give them a warning. Goes to 15,000, fire them. It's that simple. By federal law, I can fire somebody or hire somebody based on one thing: attendance, performance, and conduct. That's it. That's the only thing you can fire or hire somebody with. You cannot hire or fire somebody because of their political views or what their skin color is or who they're sleeping with or what they're doing in their private life. But conduct, productivity, and attendance are the 3 things you can be fired for. That's it. That's under federal law. And right now, productivity, conduct are the 2 DC Comics need to fix and work on. Now, yes, I've been ranting for a while, and I do have to say this, I can go on and on. But again, when you have books, manga books, that are selling 500,000 copies a month, and you don't have one book at DC Comics that can match that, you got a problem. You got a major problem. And right now, as far as I'm concerned, nobody at DC Comics gives a damn. Okay? If you really want to know the truth, you guys got kicked out of your building because you weren't profitable and thrown into another building. Because why? They could rent it out to a better source to make more money. That's why DC Comics got kicked out of their building. This is garbage. Needs to be fixed now. And yeah, I'm making this video real simple because real quick, I do not know enough stock to call David Zaslav, straight up. I don't. I don't have enough for James Gunn to take me seriously, so I don't give a shit. But I do have enough to cause problems. And I do have enough to call around to other stockholders and say, this is bullshit. That's why I'm making this video, because this is garbage. And yes, do I have a plan to fix DC Comics? Hell yes, I do. Am I going to say it publicly? Nope. I'm going to keep it private. Because why? Because if I give something out publicly, it won't work. Because somebody's going to run with it saying, oh, he's just sitting here bullshitting. No, I have a track record. When I take over or I run a business, like I said, 13 quarters. That's over 5. Okay, that's 4 years of 138% increase in profits per quarter in a row. Okay, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to money. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to financial security, and I know what I'm talking about when it comes to running a business. And right now, DC Comics is the biggest crock of crap I've seen in a long time. And Disney's not far behind. And I'm going to say this. As an investor, stay away from DC Comics. Not DC Comics, but Disney. Don't even go near them right now, as there's going to be a war going on here in a few months that you're going to, if you got popcorn, get back and ready to watch, because it's going to be very ugly. Iger is running that company into the ground. That's why I don't support him. I don't do anything with Disney. There is a big difference between Bob Iger and David Zaslav. And I will say this again. David Zaslav is doing a fantastic job. I'm very proud of David Zaslav, and I'll stand beside him, except on DC Comics. Because why? DC Comics is a cluster job. This has to stop. And more stockholders are going to start saying stuff. More stockholders are going to stand up and say, we've had enough of this shit. The bullshit that's going on in California, it's real simple. I'm going to say this to David Zaslav. If Governor Dipshit in California demands that Glade have control of all movies and must have representation of all movies, it's real simple. Mansfield, Texas is building a 72-acre movie production facility. Move Warner Brothers out of California and bring it to Texas. Why? Less taxes, less oversight, and you can make what you want without his bullshit. You make good products, you make good movies, you make good comic books, you bring in profits. You play political games, it crashes, it burns, and we go into the red. This is how come when David Zaslav took over, and I'm going to say the actual number, $73 billion in the red was Warner Brothers. He's cleaned it up. And he's taken a lot of that $1 billion and turned it into black money. Right now, Warner Brothers is the only money that actually has cash flow in hand. No other company in Hollywood does. Not one. There is a difference between David Zaslav and the rest of the CEOs in Hollywood. And thank God he's in Warner Brothers. Okay, I've been going for about 21 minutes. My rant's over. For whoever came in and saw this, thank you. I'm leaving comments on, and I don't mind talking to anybody about this. Okay, now you have a face to my name, and yes, I will be dropping this on Twitter. I will be tagging James Gunn. I will be tagging David Zaslav, and I will be tagging Jim Lee on this video, so they can all three see it. I mean when I say, you guys have got to fix this mess. The numbers are showing these books getting canceled, people getting laid off, and somebody on one website saying, oh, comics are doing great. Yeah, manga is. You go over there to any Barnes and Nobles, you're going to find one just like what's behind me. If you look behind me, okay? Again, right there is the only graphic novels I have, and most of them are independent of American comics. The rest, everything rest, because you can see it. One Punch Man, Skeleton Knight, Bleach, Black Clover. Okay, and there's others. All of it's manga. Why? Better stories, better artwork, better production. It's kicking DC's ass. And if DC doesn't pull their heads out of their asses, DC is going to end up as nothing but a 2-bit company. Now again, my name is James D. Lee. I created the Steins universe. Links are down below if you want to back my comic book, or if you want to get my novels, that's fine. And just for the record, my books have sold over 41,000 copies. That's more than DC Comics has. So again, thank you for your time, and thank you. Have a good day.